Live on the phone today, we've got a young man called Sana calling in from London who's 19 years of age, has $35,000 and wants to discuss on the show how he can turn that money into financial freedom. Can you believe it? He's got 35 grand, he's only 19 years of age, and we're now going to talk to him live on the phone. Here we go. Good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing all right.
I like that chair you're sat on. Is that is that United United Kingdom flag? I think it is, right?
No, it's not. It's Next.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I could see the red and blue and white, and I thought it was the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Where are you calling in from?
London, UK.
London, fantastic. I'm from Cornwall in the United Kingdom. It's lovely to have you here. And thank you for becoming a member of the channel. Now, everything that we say here is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm sharing my experiences with you, the team, that everyone watching, the investors and the traders. They'll share their experiences and their thoughts with you. And you've got a voice here, and you know, people can give you the benefits of their experience. So, Sana, what is your specific question? I've already read it, but just for the benefit of the viewers, what's your question this morning?
Yeah. Yeah. So, my question is relating to my specific circumstances. So, I've managed to save up quite a bit of money, and so if I'm having trouble in terms of deciding whether to take high risk or take the slow route and just continuously save and then eventually retire.
How much money have you got?
£35,000.
£35,000, and what's your age?
19.
19. That's incredible. How have you managed to earn so much money by the age of 19? And what have you done to do that?
I took a year off school and I worked 2 jobs. At one point I was working free, and I also had like little side hustles. I'd sell refurbished phones.
Wow. Very impressed. Congratulations to you. That's a great start at 19 years of age to be in such a good position. And there's no doubt about it, if you follow the steps that rich people take, you know, you won't have any issues at all having a pension and having financial freedom when you're my age. No, there's no doubt about it. You've got such a great start. Do you have any debt at all?
University student finance.
Okay, I can't comment too much on that because I don't know how that really works and whether you have to pay it all back or how long it takes. But I always like to find out if people have debt, because you shouldn't really be investing on any kind of, in my opinion, if you've got debts, if you've got things that are paying 20%, 25% on credit cards, then you should be clearing those first with the money that you've got. So, I mean, do you have credit cards at 25%?
No.
Great.
No.
Because that would be what you should do with your money if you've got all credit. So I'm assuming then you've got no debt. Your student loan is different. It's got a different structure. I don't know how that all works, but let's assume that you've got a reasonable debt position and you don't owe any money on a credit card, and that's all good. What is your goal? And that sounds silly at your age, saying what's your goal, but it's important to have a plan. What is it you want to achieve financially?
Just financial freedom, I guess. It's not really I don't really have a number in mind, just to be free.
Financial freedom. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Live debt-free, stress-free, being able to have a nice home, be able to buy what you want to buy, and not worry about the future and how you're going to pay the bills. I think that's why most people invest. Okay, because investing and making money are two different things. Some people like the thrill of it, the gamble of it, and all the rest of it. That's a very different thing. You know, there are people here that are all-out gamblers. They'll take the biggest risks and they enjoy the buzz and they don't mind if they lose money. That's not for me. I like building things. I've built many businesses and companies, and I'm building this channel, and I like to consistently build things and make things. That's why I'm here. And it sounds like That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to turn the money that you've incredibly earned so quickly at such a young age. I'm very impressed with that. And now what do you do? So I know in your Instagram messages, you'd said, should I put it all in higher risk stocks? I don't know, some crypto coin or the S&P 500. Well, the beautiful thing is, Sana, you have age on your side. Most of us here don't. And we have to make a lot of money quickly to catch up. You have got every benefit to you. You have got the opportunity now to take all of what we learn through mistakes and apply without making those mistakes on day one, which is fantastic. So if your goal is to get to a position where you are debt-free and financially independence, I think there's a couple of things you need to think about. You obviously know how to make money. You're very good at making money, it seems. The biggest investment you make is in yourself, is in you, right? Because you are the person that's earning the money to invest it. Don't look at the stock market as a giant piggy bank. You can just shake it and money falls out of it like a money tree. It's not a casino, even though people use it as a casino. You are the most important investment, because if you make money doing whatever you're doing, you then take that money and then make it bigger. But you don't just concentrate on making money on the stock market. You concentrate on you building your business, right? I like to use the example when I went on a cruise ship. You may have heard this. I think you're new though, so you probably haven't. I went on a cruise ship, and when everybody else was on the beach drinking and larking about, I was working in the piano bar extra hours, and I never stopped. For 4 years, I was earning tips. $1 tip, $1 tip, sometimes 5, sometimes 10, 20. But I never stopped doing it. And 4 years later, I paid off my house. So $1 make a difference. Take care of the pennies, the pounds take care of themselves. So respect the money, work hard, and invest in you, because you're the one that provides the funnel into all of this. Now, you obviously know how to do that. You seem to be quite good at doing that. So now you've mastered that. You then decide, well, what do I do with all my money? Well, if you stick it in the bank, the only people who are benefiting from that is the bank, because the bank lends your money out 10 times, and if you're lucky, you'll earn 0.5% interest. And if you ever went to if everybody went to the bank tomorrow to ask for their money out, we couldn't all have it out because it's all been lent out 10 times. In reality, that's not going to happen. But there's no point just sticking it in the bank. The bank, you'll lose money every year. In inflation, your money will be worth less in the future, right? So you've obviously already worked that out, because now you want to invest it. Now, if you are 50 years of age and you've got 10 more years before you think you're going to need the money, you're thinking that you can't do your job anymore. You might have a job like me where you do it forever. I'm going to do this forever, right? So I don't need to retire, but I would like to have some money. If you're in that position, you've got to take some higher risk positions, because you've only got 10 years to make the money you need, right? But you're in a better position than that. You're much younger, and you can take your 35 grand and you can invest it in a much safer way. Now, statistically, 90 to 95% of traders lose money. And why? I always think of it like this. Why would I be so arrogant to think that I'm better than 95% of all? I'm the best trader in the world. I'm better than Wall Street. I'm better than anyone. Because remember, you might be right today, but you might get it wrong tomorrow. And in the end, you're back where you started. So I don't like those odds. I look at odds and go, okay, I'm not the greatest trader in the world. I'm not the smartest man in the world. I don't think I'm better than anyone else. So I'm not going to believe that I can beat everybody else. So I like the S&P 500. You mentioned that, because the S&P 500 represents 500 of the best companies in the US, so in the world effectively. And it's been run for many years. Over time, it proves consistently to grow and make 12, 13%, 14%, you can measure it different ways, consistently year on and year out. Now, that's a lot better than putting it in the bank. And after a few years, it starts to compound, it starts to multiply and multiply. Like our channel is like now doubling every month. At the beginning, it was 1 subscriber a month. Now it's like 1,000 a week. And in a month, it'll be 2,000 a week. It keeps doubling. Well, your money invested in the stock market will be the same. It will start to compound. And you've got so much time that you will definitely be, if you put your 35 grand in and you could put 5 or 10 grand a year, you're going to be a millionaire in 20 years time. No doubt about it. Of course, a millionaire in 20 years is less than it is today and less than it was 10 years ago. But you're definitely going to get there. But more importantly, you're going to get there in a healthy, relaxed state. You're not going to be up one day, down the next day. You can focus on you doing a good job. Because if you are taking high risk, and maybe if you were much older, you would maybe need to perhaps to have some high risk. As a much younger man, you don't need that risk, which means you can focus on yourself and your health, your education, your mental state of how you invest and everything else. And you can keep growing your business, whatever it is you do to earn money, and you're guaranteed to be successful doing that. Now, nothing's guaranteed, but if the S&P went down to zero, then we've got bigger problems anyway. So it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter anyway. You've got bigger things to worry about. So what do you think of that?
Yeah, I think, I'd agree with you in terms of most of what you said. It's because I also mentioned I have a friend who's made 130% return, and it's like I have him as well by my side. And also I'm planning on taking another gap year. So this gap year, I'm gonna double my money. Basically, I'll have 70 grand and I'll be 20. So it's
wow.
it's like I don't know if I don't know, because 20 years is a long time for me. I would want to retire earlier. So that's like the point of.
Right. Let me tell you something. Right. Learn from listen to an old bloke. Right. Because I used to be your age. Believe it or not, we've all been your age. Everybody here has been your age at one point. 20 years now to you seems forever. It does. A year probably seems forever, but trust me, Sana, you wake up one day and it's there, just like that, and you wonder how the hell you got there. Only till about 5 years ago, because I'm 54 now, only till about 5 years ago, if you said to me, I've got to do something for 5 years to get to my goal, too long, 5 years, I can't be waiting 5 years. Right? However, now I've got a plan for 7 years to be a millionaire. I've got a plan for 12 years to be a millionaire. I've got a plan for 7 years to be 10 million subscribers. And that doesn't seem a long time anymore, because as you get older, time seems to speed up. It seems nothing anymore. And the thing is, everything of value and everything of quality takes time. Okay, if you plant an oak tree like the mighty oak in Nottingham Forest, it's 1,000 years old. It's a solid tree. It's strong. If you plant a really cheap pine tree in Scandinavia, in Sweden, it grows in 5 minutes, but the wood's really thin and cheap and rubbish, and it makes rubbish furniture, right? Well, if you could put an old head on a young shoulders, you'd probably do what I'm saying, right? But you're much younger. So the thing is, you do need to have some risk and some fun as well. Because I've only learned, and I only behave like this because I've lost and gained throughout my life. At 19, I left home at 16. I went around the world. I've toured every country of the world. I mean, I've been everywhere. With Elton John, I did a big TV, I did a music show as the world piano man and all sorts. And I went bankrupt once, I lost everything once, and I learned from that. And if I hadn't gone for those experiences of losing things and gaining things, I wouldn't know what I have today. And it's no good me just telling you because you go, well, it doesn't relate to you. You understand what I'm saying, but you've not experienced it. So my suggestion to you would be, because you've got a friend who's made 130%, first of all, I want to say to you, a lot of people tell you they've made 130%, and I'm not saying he hasn't, but how many times did he lose before he made 130% as well? Yeah. You might find out that he lost just as many times, so actually he's not actually up. Overall, I'm just saying, okay, number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, if you are up 130% and you've cashed out, because remember, you've not actually made any money until you've cashed out, it doesn't mean a great deal. If he cashed out, did he pay tax on all that money and ended up with a big tax bill and now he's back down where he started from? That's another thing. But if you do like that kind of lifestyle and that does excite you and you think, oh yeah, I want to have a bit of that, then why not do a little bit of both? Why not go right, I've got 35 grand, I'm going to put $20,000 in the S&P and I'm never going to sell it. I'm going to just leave it. It's going to grow 12% every year. I'm going to have dividends I can reinvest, guaranteed, they keep going up consistently. Why would you turn your back on 500 of the most successful companies in the world compared to something that started yesterday that has no guarantee of anything? And bearing in mind, the big companies that are successful, they often take over and swallow up and eat and buy those small companies anyway, without the risk of you owning them individually. You end up owning them anyway by default, and then maybe spend what's left of the money on some of those companies or some of that crypto coin or whatever. I think it's maybe for you a little bit of both. You're in that privileged position to do both. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Like just the 80-20 rule I read up on, like 80% into the S&P and then 20% on higher risk stocks.
That's very good. I mean, if you can do 80%, that's even better. But if you the 20% that you're thinking of buying into high risk stocks, buy stocks that you or assets, crypto, whatever it might be, of things that you really understand and that you really are really interested in. Because if you don't understand them and you don't know why you bought them just because your mate bought them and he's up 130%, so I'll follow him, you don't know what you've actually bought. Because remember, when you buy a stock, you own a piece of that company. You own a piece of that business. So what is it you own? I mean, you need to know what you own. Because if I said to you today, you know what a can of Coke is, right? And you know a can of Coke is £1 or $1 in wherever, right? Let's just say it's £1 at your local Sainsbury's or Tesco's. I'm using England terms because I know you're from England, right? So you went to Tesco's and you bought a can of Coke for £1, okay? And you're okay with that because it's £1 in every other Tesco's across the whole of England. Someone said to you though, here's a can of Coke and it's £20. You wouldn't buy it, would you? Because you'd know it was too expensive. You'd know you couldn't sell it to anybody. It wouldn't provide you with £20 worth of refreshment. It's only £1's worth. So you know what that can of Coke is, and you respect the money, and you buy it for £1. If you're lucky, you get it on sale at 50p, and now you can sell it to your mate for £1 because you can make a profit, right? Mm-hmm. That's how you have to look at your stocks. You are owning businesses. Yeah. Do you know what you're buying? Are you interested in what you're buying? Does it excite you? And do you see it going up in the future from the price that you're paying now? And if you understand all of those things for yourself, not just because your mate says so, then that with the S&P is going to set you up for a very nice future. I'm sure you'll be successful with that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So thank you, Sana, for calling in. I'm really thrilled to bits that you've called in, and thanks for becoming a member of the channel. very proud of you. I think your parents are very proud of you at 19 years of age to earn so much money, and now you're 19. You want to invest it and save it. That's brilliant. You're obviously you're going to be successful. Stick the course. I always like to think like this: be like the rich people. Think like surround yourself by great people. Don't be concerned about all your mates are saying, "Come, Sana, let's go out and spend all our money." Rich people don't do that. Poor people do that. What you want to do is think like a rich person. A rich person says, "I'm going to invest all of this money, and what's left, which is hardly anything, I'm going to spend it." A poor person says, "I'm going to spend all this money, and what's left, I'll invest." They do the opposite. And you always see the people that are unemployed or on the dole or whatever, walking around the supermarkets. They've got their Nike trainers on, they're smoking cigarettes, whatever. They spend money. Whereas the rich guy, he's probably walking around in a ripped T-shirt that he got from the jumble sale or down from the local charity shop. He looks like he's got no money. His money's in the bank or invested in the stock market or whatever. So, how does all that sound?
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Have you got anything else you want to ask me or say to anybody? Because you're talking to the world now. You're not just on YouTube. You're on about 10 different platforms, and everyone's listening in. And you can, if you've got anything you want to say to anybody.
Honestly, I haven't got anything.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Yeah. Well, Sana, thank you for calling in. Will you keep us updated? Will you keep us updated? Come back and phone us in next month, 6 months from now, and say, "Hey, I'm now at $70,000," and everybody's going to go, "Bloody hell, he's got more money than me, and I'm 60."
Yeah, I'll keep you updated.
Fantastic, Sana. Thank you ever so much for calling in. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, bye-bye. So there was Sana live on the show, just calling in, a very young man there asking how he should invest his money. If you're a member of my channel, you too can call in like this and be part of our show. And we're here to help and support, not financial advice, but we're here to share our experiences. And that's wonderful. 19 years of age, and he's got 35 grand and he's looking to invest it. Fantastic. Click above my head for all the links down below. Here and over here and over here. We'll put more information I think you will enjoy. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.